Traditionally, when you're varying the width and or slope of a code linearly, you've needed to do that working from the inside out. So for instance, if you're editing the edge code here, it'd be all hanging off and relative to the center line. But we now have a variation where you can do that in reverse. So under custom variations, there's a new variation to vary inside code. Now, what this does is allows you to do that traditional linear adjustment to a code. So I'll just do this over, let's say, 80 meters. If we change 0 to change 80. Now when you pick your code, and let's say we're going to do this to the inside edge of the footpath here. We want to change that around. What you do is you pick the code that you want to adjust. So this is the inside edge of the footpath. But the width that you set is measured not from the back of the curb to the inside edge of the footpath, but from the outside edge of the footpath inwards. So when we say we'd like a 2 meter wide footpath here, and we want to set the slope of the footpath to be, let's say, minus 1.5%, because we're working from the outside to the inside, you'll see that what it does is it pushes inwards towards the center line. Now, there's quite a few controls you have on here, so you don't have to set the width. You can incrementally change the width. So its default is 1.5 meters. If I made this minus 0.5, I would be bringing it down to 1 meter. Okay, so it would pull towards the outer edge of the footpath. You can also set the elevation based on elevation difference. So if I said minus 0.05, I could basically be dropping by an elevation amount. And I can also set it with an incremental crossfall change. So it's currently at 2.5% coming down. I'd like to take 0.5% off that. So I'm going to say let's lift by 0.5% from this point. Okay, so that will was 2%, so it's now 1.5%. Next level of control is about what you want to do with the inside codes. So it may be, it's unlikely in this case, but it may be that you'd like to keep that 5% and the original distance between these codes. So let's shrink this down. Let's add 0.5 meter to this. Actually, we'll go minus 0.5, so we'll make it a narrower footpath. So it's going to be 1 meter footpath instead of 1.5. If we said we wanted to keep the next inner code, we're asking for that slope and width to be preserved, okay, that as it was. So it pulls this as a collective back towards the change to the inside of the footpath. If we wanted to pick a code to maintain, so let's say we want to take the curb and this slope, verge slope to the footpath to be unchanged, then we could pick the left edge of the road here and basically move this as a collective from that point. But the most important thing here is that what we're able to do is to set widths and crossfall changes, or set by elevation difference, working from an outside code to the next inside code. So this has real benefits for when you're trying to maintain your back of curb level, for instance, and you're trying to lift the invert up. You can now very easily lift that invert up towards the top of the curb without changing the top of curb level.